Hello, everybody. Y'all hear my husband singing? Y'all hear singing? Well, it is National Best Friends Day. How are y'all doing? I want to chat a little bit about the subject at hand, celebrate a little bit. Y'all hear my best friend in the background singing? He's singing for y'all tonight, y'all. Look, listen. He don't even know he been on video. Y'all hear him? He is singing Tony Braxton hard, y'all. Hopefully you were lucky enough to hear him. I think you were in the room. But hey, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful night. I wanted to get on here and talk about National Best Friend Day. So I just realized today was June 8th, after all these years, that it's National Best Friends Day. Let's talk about best friends, y'all. Do y'all have best friends? Put in a comment if you have a best friend. And matter of fact, tag them if you have a best friend. Like, not everybody really has best friends. So y'all just heard one of my best friends singing in the background if you were lucky enough to catch him. But I consider my husband to be one of my best friends. He has been my best friend for a little under 12 years. Y'all probably saw the post that I posted on my timeline that I just realized today actually was National Best Friend Day. And it's the day me and my best friend started talking, right? But I also have other good friends that I've been best friends with for like a long time. A really long time, actually. And some of those relationships weren't always consistent because there was breaks in between those relationships where we didn't talk as often. A lot of my relationships with my friends, I don't talk to them that much. We check on each other every now and then, um to make sure we're good, but there's some relationships that I won't just as close to certain individuals as I was at one point in my life, because life happens, right? But that doesn't disqualify them as not being my best friend. What about y'all? So, what qualifies someone to be your best friend? I want to hear it. Put in the comments, like, what qualifies somebody to be your best friend? Like, do you tell them everything about you? Um, uh, how long does it take for someone to be your best friend? Like, does it take a few months? Does it take a few years? Um, I want to know, like, what's the determining factor for somebody to be qualified as your best friend? Because we know everybody ain't capable of being friends. There's a lot of people in the world who just are not good friends, right? But I want to hear what your definition is of a good friend, like of a best friend. What qualifies somebody to be your friend in your life? What are some characteristics of a good friend? So, are they loyal? Are they totally honest? And honesty kind of goes both ways. Like, are they honest about themselves? And are they honest towards you? Because sometimes people can look at honesty as being, oh, just don't lie to me if I ask you a question about something you did, right? But honesty can also goes to is like, be honest about what I'm doing and how you feel about that in that moment. Because sometimes, friendship can look like you really need to tell somebody about themselves in that moment. Like, and it might not feel good to you in that moment because somebody's telling you about yourself. But can your friend do that to you, right? Can your best friend tell you when you acting a fool or you doing something stupid or you went back to that man or that girl for the fourth time after you should have left them around alone the first time? Like, what does that look like? What does friendship look like for y'all? I want to hear it. What does that look like? Because friendship is different. Y'all had me this week. Y'all really had me looking at relationships a whole lot different, right? Because this whole situation with Lori and Michael B. Jordan totally had me looking at relations ships a whole different. We're gonna put that on pause though right now. So someone says a great friend, they are thoughtful, and they're respectful. What y'all think about that? Thoughtful. So thoughtful meaning that they actually think about you in a time of need, or like just if they cross your mind, or if they remember something that you said. Me as a friend, being thoughtful, like I can hear one of my friends talk about something that is a problem in their life. Like I had a friend, let me use this friend as an example, where she had just moved in the house and she was not pleased about how her floors was looking when she was cleaning them. So I was like, oh, I got a solution for that. So I just ended up going and ordering her this mop system, where she can clean her floors and they look shiny and bright and just lovely. And I had it delivered to her house. It was a gift. So in me being thoughtful, thoughtful looks like hearing what a person needs and how they need it and showing up for them. Like showing up for them, whether it be a gift, whether it be time, whether it be just being you. It's being thoughtful. You hear what that person needs in the moment and you show up for them. That's a good point, Adair. Showing up and being thoughtful. Oh, and respectful. Okay, respectful is a good one too. So being respectful is a huge one actually, because I think that I personally believe that every relationship deserves respect on both ends. Both parties should be respectful toward each other. Um, if you um are not feeling what a person is saying or how they feel towards you, you can let them know respectfully in a manner that where they can receive it. I think that, and on the other end, if that person is not feeling you, they can respectfully tell you how they feel and what they feel about the situation at hand. Like there's boundaries when it comes to relationships, right? Especially with a best friend. Um, Best friends, I see best friends almost close to being like family in a sense. That's just my personal view. Like, do you see best friends as being close like family? I think best friends are some of the most valuable people you can have in your life. They're like you're a part of your tribe, so to speak. Tribes are a group of people, whether it be small or big. It can be people that you can call. This is something that I use in terms with when I'm doing counseling or whatever. So I counsel people and I'll just give them recommendations like, who can you call on your chicken noodle soup list? So like it's kind of like if I'm sick, I can call this person and they're gonna bring me some soup. They're gonna bring me some soup, some crackers, some orange juice, and ginger ale, whatever you might need during that time. If your baby's sick and you can't go nowhere, they're gonna bring me Pampers. Like, who is those people in your life? Excuse me. Who are those people? They're thoughtful, they're respectful, they're down for you, they're there for you when you need them. And sometimes they're not there when you need them because they have life going on. I think a friend of mine, King, and I were talking about on social media at one point, like, we got big girlfriends and big boyfriends. Like, we're adults, so our friendships don't look like the playground friendships where we have these high expectations for these playground like our relationships, like they are playground relationships instead of like big girl and big boy relationships, because us as adults, we have lives that we have to lead, and sometimes our expectations can be a little way too high for our relationships. So what else qualifies someone as a best friend? I want to hear from y'all. What qualifies someone to be a best friend of yours? All right. I'm checking the comments to see if there's anyone who's mentioning. Um, so let's go to this relationship stuff. So I know we talking about best friends, but sometimes when you're dating someone, I'm gonna talk about my dating relationship. So with my best friend. So just a storyline with what y'all we were talking about, just until some comments come through. I'm gonna talk about this storyline sideline. So I posted today because it well happened to be National Best Friends Day. And my best friend, one of my best friends, I met on today, right? Which is my husband. So I met him on today, and everybody's talking about the slide in the DM. He slid in my DM. It actually happened because somebody knew we had mutual friends that told us about one another, and he contacted me by sliding in my DM. And he after we both were doing our investigation on each other, so we kind of went up there and like looked each other up. But as a result of our relationship, he sliding in my DM and actually calling me. um it grew. We were like friends first, like literally like friends. Like he was like my friend. He made me laugh. He met the qualities of all the things I wanted in a friend. He was respectful. He was kind. He was funny. He was there when I needed him. Um, he respected my opinion. He respected my mood. I might have been a little moody here and there. He respected it. He had his way of dealing with it, which was worked for me. Long as he heard what I had to say. Like that's another thing that I value. Like my friend valued what I had to say. He didn't negate what I felt. Um, so he valued, like a best friend of course values what you have to say, no matter how it may make them feel or whatever. But um going back to best friends. Okay. So best friends. My best friend circle celebrated my 50th birthday with me in Hawaii. I paid for their dinner because they spent 1,500 each on vacation with me. It was 8 of us. Wow. That's a tribe. That's a whole tribe because you definitely looked out for them because they looked out for you. So what I'm hearing is it's like a give and take relationship. Like, and it that you paying for their dinner not necessarily was something that you had to do, but because you helped them, they helped you celebrate and they spent so much money, it was only right for you to, contribute to them as a friend because they helped you celebrate this special occasion. It's a monumental occasion, actually, your 50th birthday. Happy belated birthday. I don't know when your birthday was, but friends show up. Your best friends show up for you for monumental occasions. It's granted, they might not all be able to show up, and it's okay. It's totally okay for them not to be able to show up because we as adults, we have lives, right? We have life circumstances, and that is okay. Um, but they did what they had to do to come through for sis for the birthday, right? And so you said it was 4 years ago. But either way, so um they did what they had to do to show up for you, right? And I'm probably sure you probably gave them ample time, and there might have been some women, some people who couldn't show up. And that's okay. So um but sometimes friends are not able to show up for those special occasions too. But are they not your best friend anymore because they don't show up? Let's hear. Like, I want to hear what your thoughts are on that. If someone doesn't show up for a big occasion that you're celebrating, will they still not be your best friend? And I'm open to hear what y'all have to say because, like I said yesterday, y'all changed my viewpoint of relationships because I realized that relationships are really totally different out here than they used to be when I was dating. Because it was a little ratchet when I was dating back then, but it seems like it's definitely next level. Talking about Lori and Michael B. Jordan. Like, I didn't realize y'all literally dating and being in a relationship is kind of like the same for y'all. Like, I think that's two different things. Like, I feel like once you're in a relationship, it's another level of commitment. Like, dating literally is just like wine and dine for y'all. For some people, like, it's a little different out here in these waters. God bless y'all. I'm praying for y'all out there who all are out there dating. I'm praying for y'all because it's a little different out there. Um, but um it's two different things for me too. Like someone else said it's two different things. Like dating and in a relationship is two different things. But for some people, like it's literally out here as an experience. Like so okay, so if it's two different things for y'all, so tell me this is okay, if you're in a dating or you're in a relationship, what things do you do in a dating relationship and what things you don't do in a dating relationship? I want to hear it. Let's see. You have to date to get to know someone, and relationships are closer to courtship. Okay. Um, yeah, because but that's true, but dating someone like is it just literally going out to eat? What does that look like? Because some people do dating thing in their dating relationship. Well, I can't say that either because I did it too. In a dating relationship, some people do stuff you do in dating that you would do in a committed relation or relationship. So, what I come to the conclusion is that you got to really have a conversation with the person that you're dating or in a relationship with to know what y'all doing. Because if y'all don't know what y'all doing, y'all could be on two different pages, literally. Um, let's see. They will definitely still be my BFF. If money defines a relationship, we never had one. Love my circle of eight, whether they can attend a function or not. I know that's right. I'm gonna ride for you if you are if if you're coming to an event or not. So yeah, because I feel like those little things should not define a whole relationship. Like that's almost like saying that if my husband like says he ain't feeling me today, or he doesn't want to go out with me and my friends, that our whole relationship is over. That's stupid. Why would I do that? Now I'm just stop saying it's stupid because it might be real life for somebody. But okay. So I just feel like something small, like if they didn't steal for you, didn't lie to you, invade your trust, like they didn't keep a promise or uphold something that was serious, like I think they still deserve your relationship. What doesn't qualify somebody to be your best friend anymore? Let's talk about that. Y'all give me some comments and then we'll go from there. Dating is getting to know someone. The lines have become blurred. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't know that though. Like prior to my husband, I really didn't like it literally took me some time to get to know myself and understanding relationships in general, literally. And I think this is like for your best friend's relationship or your dating or courtship relationship, whatever it might be. I literally believe that in order to know, um, oh, okay, and literally, for you to get to know what you want in relationships, you got to get to know yourself. Like you have to spend time with yourself to know what you want so that you can be in a position where you can know if this person is right for you, like or not, or if they're showing up for you the way you need to be shown up for. Um, and what qualifies someone to be in your closeness, like as a best friend, or your closeness as like a spouse. So you have to know what you want before you can command anything on anyone else in a relationship. That I just friendships, spousal, dating, whatever it is. Like you literally have to know what you need and who you are, what's going to make you happy. So be comfortable with alone first. Yes. And that's what I had to do because I didn't know what dating was. Nobody ever told me about dating. Nobody ever told me about relationships. I had to figure that out on my own. Luckily, I was working in the field of social work. I learned like things about boundaries. I didn't know what boundaries were. No clue. Like I didn't know that literally knowing whether or not if I like eggs or hash browns or not was a boundary. And if somebody offered it to me, I can be like, no, if I didn't want it. That's a boundary, something simple as that. Like, so if your friend offer you to go to breakfast, but you don't like breakfast, that's a boundary. That's knowing what you like and what you don't like. If your potential date, like date someone you're dating, is is offering to take you to a steakhouse, but you don't like steak, you have to know that for yourself and be okay with saying, no, I'm good. I don't like steak. So can we figure something else out? And that's just literally about communication. Someone said, dating is getting to know someone. The lines have become blurred. Absolutely. I agree with that. Lines are so blurred these days. Like, I feel like everything is just like a bag of marbles almost. Like, pick which one you're gonna get and go with it at that moment. And however you feel, like, I think there's a lot of people who are not emotionally intelligent or knowing know what it is that they want in life in general, and communicating that to other people, because I think that's important. Like, it's one thing to know what you want, but it's also another to communicate what that is to other people. Key, because you don't want to string someone along, if this is not what you want along the way. Like, I feel like there should be ongoing communication. Like, even if it's with a best friend or a spouse, I feel like it should always be ongoing communication just to check in where we at. Like, I check my husband like all the time. I've known this man for 12 years, and still every now and then I be pop quizzing him. I be like, so why are you with me? Why do you love me? Why are we together? What we doing? What are our goals? Like, I be pop quizzing my husband. Like, we've been married almost 11 years, but I still be quizzing him because, people change along the way. Like, things change, people change. And it's important to have that communication with someone, because even with my friendships, like, I check, I don't talk to all my friends all the time, but I do check in on them and see how they're doing. Like, we may not have been the same when we were like way back then, but we have conversations about where we are now, and we catch up. We have an understanding where we are in relationships. We make plans together. We don't put unrealistic expectations on each other, because this life as an adult, like, we can't really be unexpected. And say if my friend want to go out to breakfast or lunch or something, I'm sorry, I can be like, that sounds nice, but I'm on a budget. And that's okay. But it's also come with respecting them too. I think any relationship is about, most importantly, knowing yourself, knowing what you want, being comfortable with communicating that. Because any relationship you're in, you're gonna have to do those things. Period. All right. So I think I did ask the question, what doesn't qualify someone um of being a best friend? Like, what type of person doesn't qualify for that? Let me know. Let me know. What kind of things? Because I've seen some people do some nasty, shiesty things, y'all. Like, talking to somebody that I was once with, or um, taking some money, telling something deep and personal to me, to other people, um, like exploiting them. Like, that's some real, like, crazy stuff. But people actually do it. Um, what qualifies somebody from not be your best friend? Um, I have one that just came to mind, is just that they just show you who they are, and it doesn't fit for what you want in your life. Like, there's a saying that says, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. And if you're not comfortable with that, then you just might have to, they might not qualify to be that close to you at this point in their life. But they might come around where they experience some growth. They might experience some um an epiphany of some sort, and they might come around later. I don't know. But relationships are tough, y'all. Relationships are tough. But I just want to talk about best friends tonight because it is National Best Friends Day. And to all my friends out there, I love y'all. Um, if I don't talk to you every day, we adults. It's okay. And those who are my friends, they understand, they know. And so, yeah, I'm about to get off, y'all, to go chill with my other best friend, my singing best friend. He was blowing on Anita earlier. Um, but he's I'm gonna get off. So you said you are not my best friend, in my opinion. If you are jealous of me, take me and my kindness for granted. Yeah, absolutely. There is no respect for me or boundaries, not trustworthy. Should I continue? That's a lot of great things. I mean, because jealousy is a real thing in friendships. Um, you might want something that I have. I don't. You just don't. To me, you just don't know what somebody had to go through their experience to get what they have. They take your kindness for weakness. Like they really take that for weakness. Like that's or for granted. That's a big thing. Because I think that some people can kind of think you sometimes a punk. You know. Some I was gonna say something else too, but I'm gonna keep that to myself. Um, I think you being kind is a way for them to be rude. They ain't even right. They have no respect or for you or your boundaries. Like boundaries are so important, y'all. Like if you don't have boundaries, find something. But in knowing your boundaries is to know yourself. So knowing yourself is key for relationships. That's how people don't take advantage of you. I had to learn that the hard way. But for my husband, like I literally had to learn that the hard way. Because my boundaries were weak. They was weak. So I had to get up on them. And that's been an ongoing process with a lot of relationships. Is establishing and here and like sticking firm to my boundaries because some people will test them to see if they're real. They will test them to see if they're real. And sometimes you have to lose some people for the sake of protecting your boundaries and yourself. Because when you protect your boundaries, you're protecting yourself too. Not trustworthy, not being able to talk to people, or share something with them or trust them with your life, um, your whatever it is. But yeah, trustworthiness is good. So yeah, those are all important things. I enjoyed talking about it tonight. I think that one of the important things that came out of tonight is knowing oneself, knowing your boundaries, knowing what you want, what you don't want, communicating those boundaries is key. So important. You have to be able to communicate them because it's no point in having them if you can't communicate them. Um, and so that people can respect you. And that's in all relationships. And um, having a best friend is like a beautiful thing, y'all. Let me tell y'all, like having a someone that's close to you that you can trust and depend on when you're going through something in life. Like I feel that like people who are close to you or your best friends, like they're in tune with you. Like I feel like that, they can think of you and then and automatically just like, oh girl, let me call this person or let me pray for her. Um or him. But best friends are amazing to have because you have somebody that's riding for you. I highly recommend that if you don't have a good friend, a best friend, get you one. But first, make sure you know yourself, know your boundaries before you get someone to be close to you. And I think that's one of the most challenging parts is um, knowing yourself, knowing your boundaries, and being able to communicate them. Because no relationship is perfect, y'all. We all out here flawed individuals, right? But being in relationship with one another um is so important. Being in relationship with someone that you can trust and love and share your um most intimate things with is so important because you need someone to bounce off and help you grow and help you move forward in life. And most times our trauma keeps us from, I feel like it broke up a little bit. Our trauma keeps us from having really good relationships, like really healthy friendships, relationships in general. Our trauma keeps us from having them because a lot of times we're scared to build those relationships. One, two, somebody's hurt us in those relationships before. And three, like, or we just don't know where to find them. But sometimes we have to make ourselves available to meet new people, go into good atmospheres, like events. If you have not gotten your ticket to my event yet, please do so, because that's a perfect opportunity for you to meet a woman that you can connect with. She said, yes, they're hard to find. Yes, good friends are hard to find, but you can find them. There it is possible. You have to just get around the right people, your tribe, like your kind of people. So going to events, going to, I don't know, churches or community events, going to like the places you like. If you like to skate, go to the skating rink. If you like going to the movies, go to the movies. If you like going to spoken word events or like karaoke, go to places where you enjoy doing things. You'll find people who are just like you. Um, all of us are not perfect, granted. So sometimes you got to give people grace. If you know, but that also comes with being knowing yourself and being able to identify your boundaries and communicating them. Because sometimes if we don't do those things first, people don't know what to expect from our relationship. Like I can have I'm very social, should I say, but I have my moments where I gotta, retract back. I don't too much is too much, right? So I'm social. So I also put myself in places where I can socialize with people. It's uncomfortable at times. Like it's really uncomfortable, especially if I don't know nobody. Oh, it can be comfortable, uncomfortable big time. But I put myself in that position because I'm being vulnerable. I'm being open so that I can find my people. Um, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, I've been in some of the most vulnerable situations with people I have absolutely no idea who they are. And in those very environments, I found my person. I've been to a whole conference where there was people that maybe three people that look like me. And I went in there and found my person. Like I was on social media. We met on social media, talked maybe on a few occasions, literally. Found my person at an event where I was like, maybe three people look like me, literally three, and found my person there. But I allowed myself to be in a vulnerable position to connect with people, say hello. Like a hello opens the door to a lot of things. Like, and if you need like additional support when it comes to socialization or overcoming, I recommend getting a therapist or a coach. Um, I'm probably going to have some coaching services come up some soon. You've heard it first. Keep on the lookout. But until then, um, if you're looking for your people, come to an event like mine. Like we highly encourage free where friends really encourage each other. Like you literally feel that experience of freedom. You learn and hear from other people. Um, it's just a liberating experience, and that's what we want to provide. But in order to find your friends, your person, or your people, you gotta be vulnerable, y'all. You gotta be vulnerable and be open to go into um, different environments so that you can meet your person. If it's hard to find, sometimes it is. It really is. But if people are in the same mindset of you, have the same thoughts of you, same similar goals, if you get into that atmosphere where they are, you're gonna find your person. And remember, none of us are perfect. None of us. It's okay. None of us are perfect. And that's okay, y'all. It's okay. But I'm gonna get off of here because I think I've been on here long enough. I love y'all. Remember, we here at Free Conversations and Free. We empower you to live the life that you desire and the life that God purposed you to live. Don't allow anything or anyone get in the way of that. I love y'all. If you have not already gotten your tickets to Free, the Ultimate Free Experience is going down on July 16th. The early bird ticket sales end on June 11th. That is this Saturday. This Saturday, our early bird tickets for $40 um, end. So if you have not gotten your ticket yet, do so. Don't wait till the last minute. Get your tickets for the event. It's only $40, y'all. You get a whole brunch. You get an experience with music. Your people that you can probably find. And you looking for that best friend. This is an opportunity for you to find your people. Like these people that you can connect with, that you can have fun with, that you can get empowered with. We have some amazing speakers. And we choose these speakers as a reflection of what we want to share in the world. Like, you don't have to be perfect, you can be flawed, but you can also be free. And you can live the life that you desire and God purposed you to live. So if you have not got your tickets, please get them. Early bird ends this Saturday. Ticket sales are going to end at the beginning of July. So if you have not gotten your tickets yet already, please do get some. You can get them from befree2evolve.eventbrite.com, or you can do a cash app until this Saturday of $40 to the Free Network. So that is the Free Network. So I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. Remember to be free. Peace.